This old man had long been unhappy with US disarmament policies. Driven by his discontent, he hijacked his own country's president, believing the president was too conservative and weak. In a calculated move, he orchestrated a submarine incident as the catalyst for revolution. Ruthless and decisive in his actions, he first bombed his own country's submarine and then framed the US for the attack. His ultimate goal was to provoke disputes between the two nations and openly launch a war against the US. With the president now held hostage, the man seized military power for himself. Senior American leaders were deeply shocked by these developments. During discussions, an officer reminded them that rescuing the Russian president could prevent the impending war. After all, no one wanted to see a bloodbath. An elite 4-member team was tasked with saving a nation. Positioned atop a watchtower, they monitored every move of the enemy's headquarters. Just as they began strategizing the rescue, their special signal transmission was detected by the enemy. A search team arrived in 2 jeeps, scouring the area for signs of the intruders. The team stayed hidden in the watchtower, not daring to move. The enemy squad leader stopped below the tower, looked up and unleashed a barrage of bullets with his AK-47. One team member was shot in the leg but, gritting his teeth with determination, made no sound. Finding nothing unusual, the search team left in their jeeps. Faced with limited options, the team leader made the difficult decision to leave the injured teammate behind. The remaining 2 members pressed on with the mission. Meanwhile, another team led by Xiao Shuai received their own orders. Infiltrate the Russian base underwater and coordinate with the land team to rescue the president. The mission sounded like a death sentence. The enemy's territory was heavily fortified with numerous detection systems and a bay brimming with underwater mines. To make matters worse, the only way to infiltrate was by wearing diving gear and attempting to cross this perilous barrier. A near-suicidal endeavor. At that moment, Xiao Shuai remembered something critical. A small Russian submarine he had once encountered. This particular submarine was designed for shallow waters and could skillfully navigate around underwater mines. Xiao Shuai decided to gamble everything on stealing this vessel. The submarine was docked at a heavily guarded port, making it an almost impossible mission. Xiao Shuai and his team disguised themselves as dockworkers and blended in, inching closer to the submarine. Just as they reached it, a Russian officer stopped them for questioning. Staying calm, Xiao Shuai pretended not to understand Russian and pointed at the crates he was carrying to divert attention. His act was convincing enough for the officer to let them through. Once inside the submarine, the team swiftly subdued the guards and started the vessel. They navigated through the mine-filled bay and moved closer to the enemy's base. Meanwhile, the land team infiltrated the underground headquarters where the Russian president was being held. The president was surrounded by armed guards, but the team managed to silently eliminate them. Just as they were about to secure the president, an enemy soldier unexpectedly turned around and triggered an alarm. Chaos erupted in the underground base. The enemy reinforcements arrived quickly, forcing the team to fight their way out. Amid the gunfire, they rescued the president, but one of their members was gravely injured. With no time to mourn, they pressed on with the mission. Outside, Xiao Shuai's submarine was waiting for extraction. The 2 teams coordinated perfectly, evading the enemy's pursuit and executing their escape plan. In the end, they safely returned with the president, successfully averting a catastrophic war.